Hello everyone, welcome to the Daily Morning Podcast. Now let's see how the market have done in the yesterday's trade. Sensex has declined by 2.74%, settling at 78,759. Nifty has closed at a negative of 2.68%, settling at 24,055. Nifty Mid Cap 100 has closed in at a negative of 3.55% and Small Cap 100 has a negative of 4.57%. Now let's look at the gainers and losers of Nifty 50. The gainers are HUL, Tata Consumer, Nestle, Britannia, HDFC Life. While the losers are Tata Motors, ONGC, Adani Ports, Hindalco, Power Grid, Infosys and L&T. Now let's look at the sector-wise performance. All the indices has ended up in a red, with the BSE Metal as the highest loser at 4.73%, BSE Utilities at 4.3%, BSE Realty at 4.25%, BSE Oil and Gas at 3.88%. Now let's look at the market breadth. 664 stocks have advanced while 3,414 stocks have declined. Now let's look at the 52-week high and low. 76 stocks have scaled 52-week high like Aarti Pharma Labs, JHCL, Textile, PCBL, Sakti Pumps, Suzlon, Welspun Enterprise. While 61 stocks are trading at 52-week low like Aventil, IDFC, Tata Technology. Now let's look at the fund flow data. FII with the net seller to the tune of 10,073 crore and DII with the net buyers to the tune of 9,155 crore. Now let's look at the results which are due today. 3M India, Bajaj Electricals, Bata India, Blue Jet Healthcare, Blue Star, Bosch, Chambal Fertilizer and Chemicals, Cummins India, Gland Pharma, Graphite India, IFL Finance, Linde India, Lupin, PB Fintech, Raymond, Shree Cement, Solar Industries, Symphony, Tata Power, TVS Motor, Vedanta and VIP Industries. Now let's look at the global cues. US market ended lower with Dow closing at 2.6% negative, Nasdaq at 3.4% negative, S&P at 3% negative, amid concern related to economic slowdown. However, strong service PMI more than 51 is a slight breather leading to upstick in the US future. Asian market Nikkei was up 9%, suggesting a positive start. Now let's look at the results which were out yesterday. Bharti Airtel revenue was up 2.4%, EBITDA was up 1.8%, margins stood at 51.2%, net profit was up 128% to 4,717 crore. It has reported a positive set of numbers. Tata Chemicals revenue was down 10.18%, EBITDA was down 44.96%, EBITDA margin stood at 15.14%, net profit was down 67% to 190 crore. It has reported a negative set of result. ONGC, the revenue was down 0.13%, EBITDA was down 6.2%, margins stood at 13.07%, net profit was down 11% to 10,235 crore. It has reported a negative set of result. V-Mart, revenue was up 16%, EBITDA was up 87%, margins stood at 12.6%, net profit stood at 12 crores. It has reported a positive set of numbers. Bharti Hexacom, revenue was up 2%, EBITDA was down 0.2%, margins stood at 45.8%, net profit was up 511 crore. It has reported a positive set of numbers. Deepak Nitrate, revenue was up 23% to 2,167 crore, EBITDA was up 47% to 309 crore, margins stood at 14.3%, net profit was up 35% to 203 crore. It has reported a positive set of numbers. Sandur Manganese, revenue was up 65.8%, EBITDA was up to 191 crore, margins stood at 31.7%, net profit stood at 144 crores. It has reported a positive set of numbers. Brigade Enterprise, revenue was up 64.8%, EBITDA was up 67.3%, margins stood at 27.2%, net profit was at 80.5 crores. It has reported a positive set of numbers. BML, revenue was up 9.9%, EBITDA loss stood at 50 crores, net loss stood at 70 crores. It has reported a decent set of numbers. Schneider Electric, revenue was up 20% to 593 crore, EBITDA was up 66%, margins stood at 13.8%, net profit was up 37% to 48 crore. GSFC, revenue was up 4.8% to 2,163 crore, EBITDA was down 22.5%, margins stood at 5.1%, net profit was down 22.3% to 87 crore. It has reported a negative set of result. Triveni Turbine, revenue was up 23%, EBITDA was up 33%, margins stood at 20.5%, net profit stood at 31%. It has reported a positive set of numbers. Motherson Sumi, revenue was up 17% to 2185 crore, EBITDA was up 15% to 239 crore, margins stood at 10.9%, net profit was up 21% to 149 crore. It has reported a positive set of numbers. BSL International, revenue was up 29%, EBITDA was up 69%, margins stood at 27.2%, net profit was up 70% to 121 crore. It has reported a positive set of numbers. Now let's look at the stock-wise development. Emami, Marico, Dabur, Pidilite. The Indian consumer good companies operating in Bangladesh will be in focus after the recent political turmoil following the ousters of PM Sheikh Hasina. This remained negative for the companies. Adani Energy Solution. The company raised 8,373 crore through QIP. The QIP saw 6 times the demand of the base deal size. The QIP proceeds are to be used for investment in transmission assets, smart metering business and debt repayment. This remained positive for the company. Biocon. The company received an establishment inspection report with voluntary action indicated from the US FDA from the Visakhapatnam API facility. This remained neutral to negative for the company. Aurobindo Pharma. The US FDA inspected the arms Bhiwandi manufacturing facility and closed with an official action indicated classification. This remained neutral to negative for the company. Power Make project. The company received an order worth rupees 111 crore for a captive power plant in Nigeria. This remained positive for the company. VIP. As 35% of the capacity is operated in Bangladesh, the company may be impacted from the recent turmoil, so negative for VIP Industries. Now let's look at the bulk deals. Araya Life Spaces, Share India Securities sold 1.06 lakh shares at rupees 797 per share. Aavas Financier, Small Cap World Fund bought 5.01 lakh shares at 1630 per share. Huhtamaki India, Plutus Wealth Management LLP bought 5 lakh shares at 416 per share. Now let's look at the corporate action. Today is the ex-record dividend for Grasim Industries, Ipca Laboratories, Usha Martin, TCI Express, L&T Foods, West Coast Paper Mills and TD Power System. That's it for today. Thank you for listening.
Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.